Today, we're starting the 6th episode on Surah Al-Anaam, and thus we detail the verses so that the way of the criminals may become clear. What does this mean? It means that God is saying to the Prophet Muhammad, "O Muhammad, just as we have clarified for you the evidence for the truth of monotheism, prophethood, and fate and destiny, now we clarify for you the evidence for the truth of the verse, the Quran that the polytheists deny." That's the meaning of the verse. Now, let's move on to the recitation. As for the recitation, honestly, I tried to present it directly so it wouldn't take up our time. Here it is, the word walatastabeen. This is how it was recited. Yes, it was recited this way by Hamza, Al-Kisai, and Abu Bakr. Well, yes, Tabeen. Say, indeed, I have been forbidden to worship those whom you call upon besides Allah. Say, I do not follow your desires, for then I would have gone astray and would not be among the guided. All right, up to here. What does this mean? It means that God commanded the prophet to tell the polytheists that, as a prophet, he was forbidden and warned by God against worshiping what they worship. In other words, God told him, "O Muhammad, do not worship what they worship and do not follow their desires." That's exactly what the verse says, word for word. Let's go back to the text again. Here, I have been forbidden means that God has forbidden and warned me. Even the commentator himself says it's a prohibition and a warning. Exactly. I have been forbidden to worship those whom you call upon besides God. All right. And he tells him again, say to them, say means, tell them, I do not follow your desires. The source here is Fath al-Qadir by al-Shawkani. Very good here, folks. Now, let's get to the question. So what does he say right after that? Then why does it say, I would then be astray? Why does it say, I would be astray? What would make him go astray if he followed God's command and said, say, I have been forbidden? He said, say, I have been forbidden to worship those whom you call upon besides God. Say, I do not follow your desires. He said, I do not follow your desires. And indeed, he neither worshiped nor followed their desires. So what does he say? I be astray, not guided. Honestly, this is a point I personally don't understand. Why is that? Because, I mean, if I were the owner of a company and I had employees and I told them, according to the contract between us, you should come on time and fulfill your duties as stated in the book, just as the contract says, he said, all right, I hear it, obey. Then I went and told them, deduct 5 days from their pay. Why? If we read it like that, pay attention here. He said, I do not follow your desires. And if I were to follow your desires, and if I were to follow your desires, and if I were to follow your desires, then I would surely be astray, and I would not be among the guided. I mean, according to my study and understanding of the law, it states the rule, and then whoever violates that rule, their punishment is such and such. Say, I am on clear proof from my Lord, and you have denied it. I do not have what you are impatient for. The judgment belongs only to Allah. He relates the truth, and He is the best of judges. All right, first, who do we start with? With the recitation. The first thing is that Ali ibn Abi Talib used to recite. Now pay attention. This Yakis. Ali ibn Abi Talib used to recite it. Pay attention now. As Yakti. He used to recite it as Yakti. He judges the truth. Ibn Masudi used to recite it as Yakti Bilhak. He judges with the truth. The meaning is that God is commanding the prophet to tell the polytheists, O group of polytheists, O group of Meccan polytheists, I am certain of the truth of the verses of the Quran, while you have denied it. Keep in mind that the word be here, some people said it refers to God, others said it refers to the Quran, and others said it refers to the punishment. The prophet used to tell them, I will bring down punishment upon you, not the punishment itself, but things through which you would be tormented. So they told him, bring it down. He kept threatening them, I will bring down punishment upon you. They told him, bring it down. Now let's go back to the text again. Why? So when they told him, bring it down, he said to them, I don't have what you are urging me to bring down. Meaning, what you rush to bring down is not up to me, because they told him to bring it down, mocking him. They said, bring it down, and laughed. So he told them, punishment belongs to God. He hastens it, and he delays it. Who, my friends, said this? Who is the source here? It's elgendynyc al-Quran by al-Qurtubi. All right, fine. Honestly, my friends, I also wanted to ask, if we say it, who is it referring to? Is it referring to my Lord or clear proof? And you denied it. Who does it refer to? Aside from scholars saying it refers to punishment, God, or the Quran, we have two words. The word clear proof that comes before, and the word my Lord. So, who is it referring to among them? Say, if I had what you are impatient for, the matter would have been settled between me and you. And God knows best who the wrongdoers are. All right, what does this mean here? The meaning is that God is commanding the prophet to tell the polytheists, those who are impatient for the punishment, those who mock the prophet and say to him, so bring down the punishment. He is told to say to them, if I had the punishment you want, I would have brought it down on you in a single moment and not given you even an hour's respite. But God is forbearing. He does not hasten or rush the punishment. That's the point. And of course, God knows best the punishment you deserve. And he also knows best the time when the punishment will come down. That's the meaning of the verse. So, brothers, what's the source here? It's Lubab al-Tawafai Mani al-Tanzil by Al-Kazin, and with him are the keys to the unseen. No one knows them except him, and he knows what is on land and in the sea. Not a leaf falls, but he knows it, nor a grain in the darkness of the earth, nor anything fresh or dry, but it is in a clear record. Here, the meaning is that God knows everything, and no one knows the unseen except God, and he alone knows. It is also God who knows what is on land and in the sea. He knows what is in the sea, from animals to fish and all of that. And he knows what is on land, from inanimate things and all of that as well. Every leaf that falls from a tree, he knows. Every seed planted in the earth, he knows. Everything dry and everything moist, he has recorded it. God has recorded everything in a book before it happens. So, my brothers, who is the source here? The source here is Al-Tibyan, the comprehensive book of Quranic sciences. For clarification, all right, Now, here comes the question. The important question, my brothers, since God knows everything in this way. The question is, does God know everything, or does he will everything? So does he just know, meaning things happen automatically on their own, and he knows about them? Or is he the one who wills them to happen and knows about them? We're asking, are the things that happen to humanity, pain, problems, volcanoes, earthquakes, diseases, viruses, epidemics, are these by human will that God knows about, or by divine will and divine knowledge? The question was, he is the one who takes your souls by night and knows what you have committed by day. Then he raises you up therein, so that a specified term may be fulfilled. Then to him is your return. Then he will inform you of what you used to do. All right, let's take a verse. Verse 60 here, sir. The meaning is that God is the one who takes your souls while you are sleeping, right? And he also knows what you did during the day. Majorata means that. It means what you did during the day. That's it. He is the one who takes your souls at night. He takes your souls while you are sleeping. And he knows what you did during the day. Then he raises you up in it. Raises you up in it. The pronoun here refers to the day. All right. Very good. So that a specified term may be fulfilled. That is, he brings you back again in the day. For what reason? Eat, drink, and work till death. Till your time comes, you die. Crucially, some people said soul stays in body during sleep. But it's only the mind that leaves. And some people said that this is a matter known only to God. Who is it that takes out the soul? No one knows about the mind. Your fate is with your Lord. He will reward according to deeds. The source here is Bar al-Ulam. It's still not numbered. The truth is, my brothers, of course I'm not here again to focus on who. He is the one who takes your souls. He knows. He does all these third person pronouns, and he resurrects you. He. So what should you pay attention to? To these third person pronouns. All right. The sharp point that caught my attention in this verse is, why so that it may be decreed? Why? Why is it so that it may be decreed in the passive? It's in the passive voice. Why isn't it so that he decrees just like that? And here, I'm talking about the way the Arabs structure things, not about God. I have the right to my opinion because he says, then he resurrects you. Who resurrects my brothers? God resurrects you. In the daytime, clear, so that he decrees a specified term. He decrees God, not so that it may be decreed, because the one who decrees is known. The one who decrees is known. As long as the one who decrees is known, why use the passive voice? I really want to understand this. Honestly, you know what I mean. So that a specified term may be decreed. Who is the one who decrees? It's God. So why use the passive voice? Honestly, I just don't get it, my brother. Especially since right before it, you have a verb. God resurrects you in the daytime so that a specified term may be decreed. Been to him, to God, directly, meaning before it is God, after it is God, and then suddenly in the middle, it's put in the passive voice. Why is that? What's the wisdom behind it? What's the point of all this when he is the dominant over his servants, and he sends guardians over you until, when death comes to one of you, our messengers take his soul, and they never neglect their duty. What's the story here? What's the meaning here? That God is the one who prevails and manages the affairs of his servants. He is the one who creates them, and he is the one who causes death, and he is the one who gives them reward and punishment. So he is above all. God is above everyone. Of course, he is above them in status, not in location. It's not a geographical thing. No, he is the one who subdues, or who overcame nothingness by creating this world out of nothing. And he is the one who will subdue this existence by making it cease to exist. That's the meaning of the verse. The subduer is the one who sends angels to you to record your deeds during your life and to take your souls at your death. Here, actually, the source asks a question saying, "Dear people, this phrase, our messengers take him. So who is it that takes the soul? Is it the messengers, or God, or the angel of death?" Because there are other verses that say that. Keep in mind the source who's asking and answering, not me. I brought you the verse, the question and the answer. So what does the source say? We have 3 verses that say, when death comes to one of you, like in Al-Anaam 6 hours 61 minutes, our messengers take him. Another verse in AZ Zoomer 42 Allah. So in the first, who takes souls, our messengers, the second no. Allah takes the souls in AZ Zoomer 42. The third says no. Say, the angel of death takes you. So in the first, messengers take souls. Second, Allah takes souls. And in the third, it's the angel of death who takes the souls. So the source, my friend, said no. He said, "You're not paying attention." All right, tell me then, let me pay attention. I'm asking you, how are all 3 involved in the story? How are all 3 involved? He says, Allah is the one who gives the command. To whom? To whom does he give it? Allah is the one who gives the command to take a specific soul. So who hears the command? The angel of death and his helpers, his assistants, pay attention to the second stage. So Allah gives the command, take the soul of so and so. That's Allah. Second, the helpers of the angel of death go. Why? They go to take the soul. Honestly, I don't know where exactly the soul is, but they say they keep pulling it out until it reaches the throat. Right here, like this. All right, okay. Then he goes over. So, what exactly is the job of the angel of death's helpers? It's that they pull out the soul until it reaches here, the throat. Then the angel of death comes and takes the soul as soon as it gets here. And he is the one who takes it and delivers it to whom? To God. So, in this way, all 3 are involved. This is the, let's say, the cleverness or the skillful fabrication that the source has made in this case. For what purpose? Just, and honestly, he even mentioned the angel of death and the helpers of the angel of death. So where are our messengers then? I mean, even this part, there's still something that needs a question, I don't know, to complete his fabrication. But anyway, that's what he said. You can check it yourself. The source is the Al-Wasi interpretation of the Quran by Sheikh Muhammad Sayyid Tantawi. All right, back to the text. Text here, it's something else. I told you after a verse or 2, I point out a very important point. Here he says, all right, fine, that's the third person pronoun. Is there anyone who talks about God using the third person pronoun? And then he is the all dominant over his servants and he sins. That's fine. I'm not disagreeing with you, man. And then what does he say here? He goes on to say, our messengers, Allah. So This our messengers part. Notice that it's in the first person pronoun. Our messengers, as in we sent. When you say our book, our house, our army, our country, you're speaking in the first person pronoun. What does that mean? It means someone is speaking. So our messengers refers to God. Here, it's God speaking. So God sometimes refers to himself in a single verse as he, and then he says, and he sends, and then goes back and says our messengers. I just want to understand. Like if he had said, for example, and I am the subduer over my servants. I send guardians over them until, when death comes to one of you, our messengers take him. Okay, fine. Or if you want, he is the subduer over his servants, and he sends guardians over you until, when death comes to one of you, his messengers take him. His messengers took him. To say is, we're following a certain path. Was it me who was with you, or was it the text you had? Honestly, I forgot. All right, fine. Let's go back to the text again. Sorry for taking so long on this verse. So, if we read it, and I am the subduer over my servants. He sent guardians over them until, when death comes to one of them, our messengers take him. There, let's put it back as it was. All right, there you go, our messengers, and they never neglect. All right, if we keep following the context we're on, and he is the subduer over his servants, and he sends guardians over you, just so you know. And then let me finish first, guardians. Until when death comes to one of you, our messengers take him, and they never neglect. All right, so if we keep following the same context and make it his messengers, you're telling me, and he sins, right? And also, I want to understand another point besides this matter. So when you say to me, over his servants, okay, and he sends guardians over you, until when death comes to one of you, his messengers take him. I'm sorry, I have to correct the words exactly as they are. Our messengers, and they never neglect. So the truth here is, the pronouns are he, his servants, and he sends. You get what I mean? And then at the end, you come and tell me our messengers, not his messengers. That's what you've put. I don't have corrections. Put me on the right track, on a line, on a side, so I can know. Or tell me the wisdom behind this. Tell me the linguistic miracle. Sometimes it talks about God, and sometimes God himself is speaking in the same verse. Just put me on what? On a context, not everything has an explanation. This mentality of always justifying things. No, that's how it was in a tribe. Was God following tribal customs? If the Quran was for Arab tribes, they'd say, this is Banu Tamim's language. Sheikh, isn't it a universal message? So what do we have to do with the language of Tamim or the language of Abdul Basir and those people from the Arabian Peninsula? I mean, let's just hope. If a religious scholar or jurist said, this is something only God knows, I tip my hat to him. As the verse says, then they will be returned to Allah, their true master. Surely his is the judgment, and he is the swiftest of reckoners. All right. The meaning is that the angels return the souls they have taken to God. That is God, who has counted the deeds of his servants very quickly. Why? Because nothing is hidden from God. All right. So here, the source that says this is Jami al-Bayan fi Tasir al-Quran by Al-Tabari. The real question here, and here as well, is, if you think about it, it says then they are returned to God, not they are returned to us, their true master, except to him. And notice as well, it's in the third person pronoun. And it's in the third person pronoun. So that's one point. So the thing is, who's speaking here? The one talking about God in the third person. Just a verse before, he was saying our messengers. We, meaning sometimes he speaks as we and sometimes as he. And then what does it say here? The second question after asking who's speaking is the fastest of reckoners. When you use the superlative form like the greatest, the noblest, the most. All this talk is supposed to be about making a comparison. There has to be a comparison with someone else. Because what are you saying? You're saying he's the smartest scientist or the tallest student or something like that. So are there other reckoners? And God is the fastest among them? Because it says the fastest of reckoners. So who are the other reckoners? We just want to understand this story. That's all. Say, who delivers you from the darkness of land and sea. You call upon him humbly and in secret, saying, if he saves us from this, we will surely be among the grateful. All right, fine. Let's read, brothers. First, I copied and pasted it because of time. Asim, Hamza, Al-Kisai, and Abu Ja'far used to recite it. They used to recite this verse. Say, who delivers you? Say, Allah delivers you. You get what I mean, right? I mean, here it is. Here it is. Say, who delivers you? There was something they used to recite here. Say, Allah delivers you. That's how it is. So that you can, what? So you can understand how the story goes, right? This part was missing. According to the logic of those four I mentioned to you, this part was missing. Another verse was also missing. Like the verse we pointed out earlier. Say, Allah delivers you from the darkness of land and sea. And by the way, this is Quranic language. People didn't go far off or make a mistake. Why? Because there are examples of this in the Quran. By the way, here, take this as an example. He said, who gives life to decayed bones? Say, he who created them first will give them life. Yasin 79. Say, who provides for you from the sky? Say, who provides for you from the heavens and the earth? Say, Allah. Saba, verse 24. See, he says, say. So when he comes here above and says, say, who saves you? These four read it as, say, Allah saves you. Nothing odd or out of place in Quranic language. Maybe that's actually the truth. Nobody knows for sure. Take care. I mean, I want to tell you that there are precedents in the Quran that confirm what I am saying. Good. Jacob al-Azaz. They were reading the word, save you. That's it. This word, they were reading it. Be careful. I need to be a little more colorful so you can be careful. They were reading it like that. And I have to show you the difference between this way of reading. And this way of reading, here it is. So what's the difference? The difference is that here, the noon has a fatha on it. And here, the noon has a sukoon. Here you go, my dear sir. That's it. Very good. Here, the jim has. Let me even put it in the verse in this color. All right, the jim has a shada and a kasra. And here, the jim has a kasra underneath it. Without what? Without a shada, here you go, that's it. Or even if this color isn't good, let's change it to a clearer color. Here you go. Honestly, I don't even know what to do it with. Just saying, you know. Anyway, it's fine. So here, the difference is that the noon has a fatha here and a sukun there. And the jim has a shada and a kasra. And here, what? And here, just a kasra. That's the verse. The recitation of the verse, our man. Yeah, which is Yaqub Al-Kazaz. All right, now a sim. A sim used to recite. And this kafia here, and kafia, it has to be clear in front of you. And kafia with a dama on the ka, he used to drop that ka like this dama like this, and he would make it a kasra like this, and kafia. Honestly, when I come to recite it, kafia feels lighter for me. I mean, that's how I understand it. Kafia to Darwin. Kafia, not kafia. That's the point. I mean, it's more eloquent for me if it's like that. Kafia to Darwin. Kafia, that was the recitation. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope all these colors have helped clarify things. The meaning is, you all are calling upon God, O people of Quraysh. You call upon God when you fall into hardship and say, O Lord, if you save us from this ordeal, we will be among the believers. Why? Because they used to travel a lot, both on land and at sea, and all that. Of course, they didn't travel by air because there were no airplanes back then. In those days, they traveled by donkeys, mules, and horses. So when they got lost and feared perishing, they prayed to their Lord, and their Lord saved them from distress, from being lost, from wandering in the desert. What's the source here? It's Zad al-Mazir fi Ilm al-Tasir by Ibn al-Jawzi. All right, let's move on to the next verse, which is 1. I hope the explanation with the red and blue and the readings was clear. The reading is right in front of you for anyone who wants to see it, but honestly, I can't make it any bigger than this. Anyway, let's take the next verse, the last verse. Say, Allah saves you from it and from every distress, yet you still associate others with him. So what's the story here, sir? God tells Prophet Muhammad to tell polytheists that God created, saved, and can always help them. Every time you get lost in the desert, and then after that, you disbelieve in him. Who is the source here? It's Latif al-Ishra by al-Kashari, actually. Yeah, I also have a question. Ultimately, what is the connection between these 10 verses and the title of the surah, which is Al-Anaam, the cattle? What's the connection to the episode? The first episode related to contracts and cattle, but from the 2nd through 6th episodes, there's no connection to the surah's title. None whatsoever.